What's up, everybody? Chef Doug, the Real Naked Chef, coming at you again. Today we're gonna cook another one of my favorites from the Greek and Mediterranean cuisine. We're gonna do tzatziki. Tzatziki, cucumber yogurt sauce. All right, guys? So we are gonna start with a quart of yogurt. Feel free to use Greek yogurt. It has an extra zing to it. Some people just don't like it. You can also use plain regular yogurt. I use the full fat, but I'm using Greek yogurt this time. What we're gonna start off with is our cucumbers. I'm gonna use about 2 of them here. I've got my box grater. Some people like to dice it up. I like to shred it. When I shred it, I can also use my hands and wring out all the extra moisture. So we're gonna go ahead and shred a cucumber and a half to 2 cucumbers. Watch your finger. This thing will take off the tip. And the second one. All right, so we just grated 2 cucumbers, and as you can see, the big setting on the box grater, the regular cheese grater size, that's fine. So the problem with most vegetables when we use them is their moisture content. So when we cook with vegetables, we tend to have to control that aspect, because if it's going into something liquid, it may break down further and create more moisture in the dish than you really want. So if I were to put this in the yogurt right now, it may stay firm, and then by tomorrow morning, it's gonna be a liquid mess. So what I'm gonna do is squeeze out as much moisture as I can, and watch this. 2 cucumbers, I'm gonna squeeze almost an entire cup worth of liquid out. Now, cucumbers are delicious. Make sure to wash your produce. I don't ever throw this away. I just do a cucumber shot when I'm done. But I take that squeezed cucumber and I throw it right in the bowl of yogurt. Keep repeating the process till all your cucumbers are drained out. I also like the texture when you grate it rather than dice it. I think sometimes when you dice the cucumber, it gets a little chewy at the end of the day. All right, so we've done the cucumber. We'll get rid of that. And then we have another ingredient that we have to grate, our garlic. I'm gonna use about 2 cloves of garlic here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and grate them on the really small side. If you have a garlic press at home, feel free to use a garlic press. It works great when it's totally minced up, almost disintegrated. Always watch your fingers. All right, always get that off the back of the grater so you got all your ingredients, you don't waste. The last real prep that we have to do to make this cucumber yogurt sauce is dill. So we're gonna grab our knife. Always wash your dill ahead of time, dry it out with a paper towel. You don't wanna use the stem of the dill as much as you do the fronds, these little stringy parts at the end. So some people like to pick them first. If you're not worried about wasting a little bit, I like to bunch them all together, fold the tops down on themselves, keep them nice and tight, and I run my knife through as small as possible, making sure to cut it into a very fine mince. As you get closer to the stems of the dill, you can stop. If you want to make sure you pick every bit out there, go for it. I like to save this for chicken soup, something that will use dill like this. But I'm just gonna run my knife through the dill a couple more times. You can always put this through a processor as well and blitz it instead of puree it to make sure that there's still some texture with the cucumber and the garlic and the dill going in. But there you have it, slide it right in. All right, so depending if we're going traditional or not, some people will yell at me for this. In a restaurant, we typically take a product like sour cream, and we use it to maintain texture that we want. We're gonna achieve a nice viscosity with this. We're gonna wanna keep it a little bit thick. We know it's gonna loosen up in the fridge overnight. I do recommend waiting till the next day. It lets some of the flavors kind of leach together and add a little more depth, but it can be eaten fresh as well. There's nothing like a good yogurt sauce on a grilled chicken or just dipped with some cucumbers and carrots and pita chips. So I'm gonna go ahead and stir this together to see what my texture looks like. All right. So now it comes to seasoning ingredients. We're gonna have some freshly squeezed lemon juice. I'm using about 3 tablespoons here. Got about a half tablespoon of salt. I'm using kosher. You can feel free to use pink Himalayan or sea salt. I stick to kosher. And then I'm a black pepper kind of guy. Some people don't like to use this in this recipe. I enjoy it. I think it adds a little bit of a spiciness that only a fresh ground black peppercorn can give. So I'm gonna use about a half a teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper. All right, always working clean. Now, we just added some liquids to this, and the salt is gonna help break down some of that vegetable base in here as well, and it's gonna leach out whatever liquid's left. So we're just gonna keep mixing, making sure we keep the consistency that we like. And I notice it's a little looser than I enjoy, so I'm gonna go ahead and add about a half cup to 3/4 cups of sour cream. All right, feel free to use a whisk at this point or just be thorough with a rubber spatula or a spoon. All right, guys, and there you have it. We have some fresh homemade cucumber yogurt sauce, AKA Tzatziki. Please don't make fun of me for the way I say it if I'm saying it wrong. Enjoy, guys.